because I've had enough, honestly, of people being really silly and stupid about this topic, okay? They're scrubs, okay? Understand that. Now, that's not shit-talking them. That's being factual. These people don't understand fighting game mechanics. They don't understand fundamentals. You're just a whining idiot who wants to come in and complain about everything, okay? It just seems to me like Lily at this point seems to be a lost cause. Cool. Last night, it was Street Fighter 6, and it was exclusively Blanca gameplay, okay? Now, before we even get to talking about my gameplay and talking about my how did it go, wins and losses, what kind of matches did I get, etc., I'm going to address a topic right now because I've had enough, honestly, of people being really silly and stupid about this topic, okay?
And before he actually gets into the rant that he's going to get into, I just want to give a shout out to all of the writers of DSP Season 16 that we're enjoying right now. Because this man is becoming increasingly more unhinged, these rants are becoming increasingly more frequent, and they're increasingly more nonsensical. So like I said, shout out to all of the writers of Season 16, everybody is eating good off of it and we appreciate it.
Ranked play versus casual play, alright? In Street Fighter 6, when the game first came out, alright, ranked play was essential to getting good matches in the game because there were so many people playing at so many different levels and ranks that when you went to play casual play, the game would essentially toss you right into a random mess. You would be playing people of the bronze level and then up to platinum level and then up to diamond level, master, but then back down to gold level, silver level, and there would be a strong discrepancy in the quality of match that you would receive depending on if you were playing ranked versus casual.
Yes, that is exactly how casual play works, DSP. Thanks for pig-splaining it, I guess. But I'm really not a fan of how he uses the term quality of match. Because to me, when you're talking about the quality of the match, you're talking about things like the connections or dropped inputs or frames or whatever. But it appears to me that DSP in this instance is referring to the quality of the match as being just a good matchup with somebody else. Nothing to do with connections, nothing to do with the actual quality of the game, and more to do with a skill matchup. Of course, that's just being nitpicky, but it's something that bothered me when I listened to this live, and it bothered me again during the recording, so I'm gonna call it out. I hate the way you talk, DSP.
It seemed that if you really were trying to learn the game, trying to play your best and play against the better opponents, you absolutely had to play ranked play, okay? That was when Street Fighter 6 started, and I would argue that probably persisted through the fall, all right? But then something happened. Allow me to explain what happened, okay? There was a fall off. What does that mean?
And I know I just complained about hating the way that he talks, but he just said, allow me to explain what happened. There was a fall off. Now, what does that mean? I swear half of the amount of time that this guy spends talking could just be cut out and you would get the same amount of information. There's so much filler. There's so much, you know what I mean, right? Allow me to explain what I mean. None of it is necessary. Just get rid of all of it. The content would genuinely be so much better if he could just stop saying all of this nonsense. It's as if he thinks that the more commas that have to go in a sentence that he's speaking makes him sound more intelligent. But really, it just makes it sound like he has no idea what he's talking about and he's just fumbling his way through every single sentence.
This happens inevitably with every single fighting game. You reach a point that's like a plateau, and then all of a sudden what happens is certain players realize, I'm never going to do any better, I'm not having fun playing this anymore, and they just fall right off, meaning they don't play anymore. Now, the people that stay in the game are now the people who are dedicated to getting better and playing way more than just on a casual level. Do you understand?
There it is again, you understand? But what he's saying is absolutely correct. This isn't an exclusive thing to fighting games. This happens with most online multiplayer games. When things are the new hotness, a lot of people are going to rush and start playing it and eventually find out that they don't like it as much as other people do and they're gonna go find something else to do. And most of the people that will remain will be of a higher skill level just because they spend more time playing the game. I'm just failing to see so far what this has to do with ranked play versus casual play.
What that means is that they're going to continue to play, to study the meta, to look at videos online, to go to tournaments and watch tournament footage and streams. They are going to try to improve every single moment that they get, and most of them are only playing Street Fighter 6 as their fighting game.
That's quite a lot of assumptions to make about a pretty decent sized player base. I really wish we lived in a world where we could get all of that information. If we could get a breakdown of how many of these people that are actively playing Street Fighter 6 on a daily basis are looking up YouTube videos on strategies and meta. Because anytime that DSP makes these wild accusations about a large group of people, I'm just curious as to how much of that is actually a reality. Because I'm sure there are quite a few people that are doing exactly that. But I'm also sure that there is a large number of people that are playing the game that don't ever look up YouTube videos and don't look into the game at all and just play it because, you know, they like it.
They're not juggling 3-4 fighters. They're not juggling other games. They just play Street Fighter 6. This is their thing. Okay? That's typical FGC behavior, fighting game community behavior. There's nothing wrong with it. All right? That's legit what happens when you get a vibrant and healthy fighting game. After about 6 months or so, you get a giant drop-off in player base, and then you get the consistent people who stick around and want to keep playing and getting better. Fair enough? So what happens when that happens is you get a dramatic change to the player base. For example, when I was playing casual play early on, I was getting such a wide gamut of skill levels. Like I said, bronze, silver, gold, platinum, diamond, you know, and then into master. Like this was common. You would see all those different levels represented in casual play. Now, when I go to play casual play, the vast majority of matches that I get are master rank.
Just going based off of the comments that I've received in the past when it comes to Street Fighter 6 ranking system, if you're willing to play for long enough, you're pretty much guaranteed to hit master rank. Just based off of the way that the game calculates your points and how you get more points for winning than you do for losing. So the real grind really comes after hitting master rank. And given that information, it would make sense that when you fight people in casual play, most of them are going to be master rank if they're still playing this long. And DSP has said something very similar to this himself in the past. So assuming that all of that is true, why does it matter if you're fighting master ranked players in casual? Because at this point, master rank might as well have said that they've played an amount of hours.
And even more interestingly than this, I get to play master rank people that are basically higher ranked than me. All right, there you go. And that's good. That's a good thing. You know, I have not, for those who don't know, they hit the reset button on ranked matches about a month ago. So any rank you were at, it was hit reset and you start over. It was kind of like, okay, we're all starting from square one from the beginning of ranked again. So for me, I would have started all of my characters that are in master at the 1500 point at master rank. Okay. So that's where I would start, just reset and then see how I do. If you win a match, you win points. You lose a match, you lose points. But when I'm playing casual play, I'm playing people who are at 1600 or more points. I wouldn't play them. If I was doing ranked right now, they would literally give me bottom of the barrel because I haven't played it all. I'd be playing people at 1300 points, you know, people who are barely getting any wins.
Well, if you're trying to get rid of the ring rust DSP, which is what I think you've referred to it as when you don't play for a while, that sounds like the exact type of people that you should be fighting. The people that are in the low 1300s, the people that can't win very often because they're just not that good. And just going based off of your gameplay from before they hit the reset button, you're apparently one of those people in the 1300s that can't win a whole lot. So those are the people that you should be fighting pretty much indefinitely. I don't know why you would be interested in fighting people with a mastery rank of 1600 or so, because they're going to absolutely trounce you and outclass you in just about every way. Especially if, again, you're trying to get back into practice. You're trying to get your timing back down. You're trying to remember all of the moves that you were supposed to be doing.
These are the people who I like to call the tryhards. So what does that mean? These people are people who only got to master rank because they played so much that statistically they were going to gain enough points to get there. They're not good. They're scrubs. Okay? Understand that. Now, that's not shit-talking them. That's being factual. These people don't understand fighting game mechanics. They don't understand fundamentals. All they've learned is online patterns. Meaning, oh, I'm Ken, and if I do this flowchart over and over, 6 times out of 10, I might win a match. Unless I play someone good, then I get completely bodied, right?
And you're kind of continuing to prove my point. Matches like that are the exact type of matches that you should be playing in order to get back into practice. Because it seems like, based off of the way that you're talking, that you understand exactly what they're going to do. So it's better than a bot that's just going to stand there and allow you to do the moves, but it also shouldn't be too much competition that you can't get into a rhythm and figure out your timings the way you want to. I am kind of confused as to how you can call these people tryhards though, when they're not the ones that are watching all of these videos. They're just playing enough to get to mastery rank. It would just make more sense to me to call the people that are actually trying to be good at the game and learning the meta and following these online guides the tryhards. But that's just another small nitpick because DSP constantly feels the need to degrade other people by giving them these derogatory names.
The problem is the flowcharts work way better online, especially when their connections are bad. Well, guess what? These people's connections are bad. So you go to play them and they're doing their flowchart and you just can't do anything you want to do. Your inputs drop. You can't block. Like, what is this crap? This isn't really a competitive game, but this is how they play it. All right? Those are the people who are at the lower ranks of master right now. Okay? So if you hit ranked and you just start off in ranked, you're going to end up playing tons of those people who just, the game is horrible. It's not fun to play. You got to play it in a weird freaking way that's not competitive to try to get around their flowchart pattern bullshit because their connections suck shit. Okay?
Okay, but that's the exact same experience that literally everybody else had when they reset all of the master rank points. So you can just say that you can't hang DSP. You can just say that you cannot do what everybody else did in master rank and push past all of these flowchart style players that you're complaining about. And I think that if you can't push past all of these flowchart Kens and Cammies that you're constantly complaining about, that you're not going to be able to hang with these other master rank players who did. Because they've already proven that they've done something in the game that you were just incapable of doing. So I would imagine that beating your ass is really nothing to them.
So there you go. That's where ranked is right now. Now, if you can push your way through those lower ranks and get to say 1600, 1700 ranking points, master points, then you're going to play better players. I can confirm this because some of the players I've played at that level are very good. I played an Ed who whooped my ass. Even last night there was a Jamie who was like 1600. Dude, he was good. And I was like, these are great matches. I'm having a really good time because I'm getting to learn.
So what did you learn, Philip? Is it anything that you're going to be able to use to beat some of those flowchart players that are in the bottom ranks of Master Rank? Because if not, what was it even worth? Because according to you, that's the only time that you lose is poor connection in flowchart style players. So if you didn't learn anything that's going to make you better combat that style of gameplay, I guess you just wasted your time because apparently you don't have any issue fighting people who play intelligently, quote unquote, whatever the hell that even means.
The problem is the only way you will consistently fight people at that level is to play the game constantly. I will repeat that. The only way to play people at that level in ranked is to play the game constantly. Not play it for Friday night fights and one other night a week for 4 hours total. This would have to be, I'm playing it 3, 4, 5 times a week, 3-hour sessions in order to hang at that level. And by the way, play only one character. I want to emphasize that too. Not switch between 5 characters and go around. I'd have to play the same character over and over, nonstop, ad nauseum, repetition, on ranked to stay at that level.
So being ranked highly in this competitive fighting game requires time and dedication, DSP? Are we going to be upset about this? Are we really going to act as if this is some sort of surprise? I thought that that was a competitive landscape that you wanted. I thought that you were upset that people were able to get to master rank playing flowcharts and having a negative win-loss ratio. Now you're going to flip-flop on that and be upset that you can't fight the better master rank players because you simply cannot reach the same master rank level to fight them? It sounds like you just need to step your game up, bud. And if you're not willing to do that, then I don't know what to tell you. Maybe you should quit trying to focus on these high IQ playstyles and instead figure out how you're supposed to beat those flowchart Kens that you seem to have as your kryptonite.
The vast majority of feedback that I've gotten is you don't want that. You want variety. You want me to be alternating between my characters. You want to see different gameplay rather than the same character nonstop. Correct? So, with all that being said, all right, the best way right now that it seems to play Street Fighter 6 is actually casual play. This is allowing me to play better players and a wider selection of players rather than the same scrubs who will play exactly the same laggy way and me just being stuck at the bottom rungs of Master because I don't play enough to overcome the bullshit.
So the best way to play Street Fighter 6 according to DSP is not to play the ranked mode where they match you up with people who are of a similar skill level to you based off of rank, but instead play casual mode where you're going to come across people who outrank you and know far more about the game than you, and who will inevitably trounce you because you just aren't of the same skill level. I think it's very convenient that the best way to play Street Fighter 6, again according to DSP, is in a game mode where they don't keep track of any sort of points that you can win or lose based off of how well you do. That way nobody can actually point to whatever rank you are as an indication of how good you are with the game. It's kind of insane how frequently life is just more convenient for DSP than everybody else.
Okay? But what's funny is this certain group of people keep coming in. Oh, he's still not playing ranked. Well, Casual play sucks. Did you watch the gameplay? You didn't. You're just a whining idiot who wants to come in and complain about everything. Okay? It's really fucking stupid. If you watch the matches, you'll see, no exaggeration, last night playing casual play for 2.5 hours, I think I played 3 people that weren't master. 3! And most people who I played at master were either 1,500 points or way above. So I ended up getting really, really good matchups. They were fun. They were close. They were back and forth, interesting matchups. This wasn't, oh, Phil is spanking everyone because he's playing casual. Admittedly, that's what it used to be like. But casual play has completely changed in this game. It's not what people think it was, okay?
And you can feel however you want about the game DSP and how the ranked mode is significantly worse than the casual mode. But this is the part where I think that you've completely lost the plot. Because of course your audience wants to see you play ranked play. Not only because it's the premier mode, but also because it puts some sort of gravity to the matches that you play. It puts some sort of stake on the line. While your rank doesn't actually mean anything, moving up and down in ranks can be an exciting thing to do on the streams. And it gives your audience something to be invested in, something to root for. Taking that away very quickly just removes any sort of interest that some people might have in your streams. And given the fact that your numbers are constantly going down and less people are tuning into your streams, I don't think that that's a particularly good idea.
So basically, if you're saying, I only like ranked is better, why? Justify what you're saying, because it makes no fucking sense. Right now, ranked is exactly what I just described. All of the tryhards who play the shit out of the game, you have to get past this grouping of laggy pattern scrubs to get to good players, which would entail you need to play this game a ton to do that. I don't do that. I play it twice a week. So if you want to see Street Fighter 6, you got to accept the fact that there are better ways to play it now and not be in this mentality of, oh, try hard ranked. It's stupid.
Yes, if you guys want to see me play Street Fighter 6, you just have to accept that I'm not going to play it in a fashion that interests you. But I'm still going to expect you to show up every night that I do and give me as much money as possible. But also, I love that every time DSP talks about getting better at the game, he never actually says getting better at the game and dedicating, you know, any sort of effort into it. Instead, he just says that he has to put in a bunch of time, as if time automatically equals being better. That's not how these things work, DSP. You should know that better than anybody at this point, given that you've been a content creator for, what, 16 years now? And the quality of your streams is far below someone who just started within the year. And that's just kind of embarrassing.
It doesn't even make any fucking sense. There's no factual justification for saying ranked is better. Right now, it's not. Unless you're a hardcore player, ranked is not better. Okay? It's just, you're full of shit.
Or, and hear me out on this one, DSP, if you're some sort of content creator that's playing a fighting game and trying to make your audience interested in the game, and continuing to get your rank up and strive for the next rank seems to be one of the easiest ways to get people interested in your fighting gameplay. Telling people that you want to get X character to this rank by this date and that you're actively grinding for it makes people interested. They might want to show up for that, because people like to see active progress like that being done. And a ranked environment is the exact type of environment that makes you give the reactions that people are looking for. And I'm not just talking about detractors, because pretty much everybody enjoys seeing somebody play a game that they are genuinely enjoying and invested in. They want to see you be upset when you lose a game and want to be better. They want to see that drive. And playing in casual just isn't going to do that, because there's nothing on the line, not even fictional ranked points. And if you ignore Nightbot in the chat, pretty much everybody that's on screen right now is echoing that exact same sentiment. This is the exact type of response that DSP should be seeing in his chat, reading, understanding, and taking as genuine feedback to improve his streams. Seeing this many people in his chat saying the exact same thing, and I promise these are not the only 4 instances of people saying something like this throughout this video, should be saying something to DSP. The very next Street Fighter stream should absolutely be a ranked match stream, because that's what the people, DSP's audience, wants. And he's not there for any other reason than to entertain his audience. I mean, we all know that the real reason DSP streams at all is simply to make money, but in an ideal world, those two things go hand in hand. If you entertain an audience, then you make the money.
There's no way to justify it, okay? There's nothing on the line when you're playing ranked. The ranks mean nothing. Everyone got to master by playing, mashing. More people are in master than diamond. Are you aware of that? More people are in master than diamond. Does that make any sense? It doesn't make any sense at all what you're saying if you say that ranked is better. There's no difference. Besides, I actually play better players in casual. What's on the line? Nothing. Worthless ranking points that mean nothing. If I'm getting better matchups playing casual, why would I play ranked? Unless I'm an idiot who just wants to appease certain people who say, haha, when he loses points. Look how low his points are. Fuck you. No one cares. You're a loser. It's fucking stupid mentality. No one cares about that shit.
So DSP is once again basically calling everybody that's in his chat right now disagreeing with him LARPers are not stupid and saying that they don't know what they're talking about, and even implying to some extent that they're detractor slash troll styles. And that's why I always say that I hope that all of DSP's dents one day just break the pygnosis and go find a content creator that is actually worth their time. Because DSP very clearly doesn't value anybody's time and thinks that everybody but himself is stupid.
I'm actually having a good time with what I'm doing right now with Street Fighter 6, okay? I want to play more, and I think what I'm going to do is simply focus on the 5 characters who I use, and I'm going to keep playing them in a rotation so that I can get better. All right? I think I actually want to play again with Blanca on Friday, and I want to, again, it's going to be casual play, but I'm actually getting a lot of fun playing the casual matches because I get to play better players. I'm playing people 1,600, 1,700 ranking points, and I'm learning higher matchups. Like, I'm seeing that Jamie do cool stuff yesterday. I'm like, damn, those players are good. They have this flow. That's what I was calling it, this flow. Oh, there's also a really good Rashid I played, like, first match. They have this flow where they've learned a sequence of things they can do that almost seem like it's a non-stop pattern, but what it is, it's a bait system. So they'll do a move, and they know that they've recovered, and they have some options. So they wait, and then they just toss something out. It'll be a hit, or a low hit, or a throw, or a mix-up, or, you know, and it's neat to see that. I would not see that if I played ranked. I'd be seeing the same scrubs playing fucking Ken and Luke and mashing buttons and doing stuff with their shit connections. It's not going to be fun.
Correct me if I'm wrong here, tell me if I'm out of line, but did he not just describe the exact same flowchart style playing that he is complaining about when it comes to Ken and other characters? Because when you say that they know that they've recovered and then they have a couple of options and then they get to choose those options based off of what they want to do next, and then it just kind of, you know, has some sort of flow to it, it kind of sounds like a flowchart, no? Like I said, tell me if I'm out of line here, but that's exactly what it sounds like. The only difference appears to be the fact that they're playing with different characters, so I guess that makes it okay, and DSP is cool with it.
So when I play again on Friday, it's going to be Friday Night Fights with Blanca again. It's going to be casual play again. And then after that, I'll probably mix it up again. Now, who do I want to use after that? You know, I would say Lily, because if we're going in order, I played Blanca, Lily, Zangief, Dalsim, Honda, right? So Lily would be next, but I don't know. It just seems to me like Lily at this point seems to be a lost cause. Not to say that I don't like using her, because I absolutely like her. But she just doesn't seem like she can hang at all. That's why we never see Lily's online. No one uses her because she just is too weak. It sucks that they have a character that literally has kind of like placed herself out of the game, but it's disappointing because I like the character and I like the build. It's like the modern T-Hawk, and then she stinks just like T-Hawk did back in the day in Old School Street Fighter. What did they do that for, right?
Well, at least she's lore accurate if they're trying to make her like a modern day T-Hawk. Apparently he sucked too. But his constant belly aching on this is so obnoxious because this happens in every multiplayer game. Of course, there's going to be characters or weapons or perks or whatever the game has that are just going to be worse than others. They're going to be underutilized, and constantly trying to balance the games to verify that every single character is going to be used in an equal amount is just silly. It's one of the things that I think ruined Overwatch back in the day. The constant rebalancing to make sure that everybody was being played all of the time was obnoxious. If you're really that upset that the character is underpowered and you're not willing to put up with that and just be a better player overall, then you should just play a different character. And it only makes it more impressive when people do go out of their way to pick these lower tier characters or these lower tier weapons or whatever it is and be good with them and do things that you thought were impossible to do.
So hopefully, out of all the characters in the game, of the one that they need to buff, it's got to be Lily. She's got to get buffs in Season 2. If not, they might as well just remove her from the roster, because it's just a wasted spot at this point, you know? So will I use her again? I don't know. I would like to, but I don't think I'm going to have much success. I think even playing, I'll be honest, playing with Zangief, I think I'll be more successful. And I think I want to play more with Zangief to try to get better with him. If anything, the one character I might consider playing ranked with is Zangief. Why? I never got Zangief to master, and if they hit the reset button, it means that I have something potentially that I can get to master. You know what I'm saying? Like, I could play him and get him to master at least.
But wait, why do we care about getting Zangief to master rank? I thought we didn't care about rank DSP. I thought that master rank points or getting any sort of rank at all didn't matter and there was nothing on the line and it was all fictional stupid points. Any sort of consistency on pretty much any topic would be appreciated at this point, DSP.
So I might do that. I might actually play Zangief ranked at some point and try to get him to master. That could be a challenge, all right? But outside of that, I feel like once you hit master, you might as well just hit casual play and just have fun in that way. And I think that's how I'm going to approach it. Now, keep in mind, Akuma is supposed to be coming out before Season 2 hits, but we have no time frame for that or Season 2, so it's like, I guess we'll see what happens and go from there. But I'm going to continue to play it probably 1 to 2 times a week, okay?
Well, that's a real shame for me because I cannot stand the Street Fighter gameplay, but I guess that just means that there's 2 DSP streams a week that I don't even have to care about. Of course, big ups to all of the people that do care about the Street Fighter streams just for this salt. And shout out all of the LARPers that make that experience that much more painful for DSP because he can't do anything during the matches.
Cool. All right. So that was last night. So by the way, how did I do last night? Do you want to know the truth? I broke even. I had 26 wins and 25 losses. Now you can argue, well, that means you suck. But if you take a look at some of the matchups, they were incredibly close matchups. Like I said, most players were in Master, and it's hilarious because some people were definitely smurfing. I played a bronze JP that knew all the tactics of a top-tier JP, including like a 60% punish combo, and I was like, yeah, this is a bronze JP my ass. This is obviously someone who's on someone else's account, right?
So not only did he have about a 50% win-loss ratio, but he also had to deal with somebody who was apparently smurfing. You know a surefire way to make sure that you don't have to deal with that, DSP? You could just play ranked. I know. We just went over all of the reasons why you don't think that that's a good idea. But that is a surefire way to make sure that that does not happen again. I just wanted to point that out so that we could put that on the laundry list of reasons as to why DSP should be playing ranked mode over casual. Not that putting all of these reasons on a laundry list is going to do us any good because DSP doesn't know how to do his own laundry, but hey, it's the thought that counts.
And there was an Ed again. Every time I fight an Ed, I try to fight the Ed as much as I can because I'm trying to absorb knowledge of Ed. And at this point, I'm really stumped as what you're supposed to do with Blanca against Ed. Every single move Blanca has gets stuffed by Ed. Like literally every move gets stuffed. And I'm like, man, I'm not really sure how to stop him right now. But I played the Ed again, probably like 5 to 10 times, and I lost most of those matches. So you might say, oh, it's 26 and 25, but if I didn't constant rematch the Ed and lose 10 times, it probably would have been a better ratio. Truth is, I don't care. The ratio doesn't really matter at this point.
If it doesn't matter, then why are we talking about it? Why are people tracking it? And why are you telling us this on the pre-stream? This was your choice. You absolutely could have just ignored the entire thing and told people that you're not going to tell them how well you did last night. I think that would have been a very stupid thing to do because obviously people want to know. But you just sound stupid when you bring these things up and you tell people and then say that you don't care. Well, if you don't care, then why do we care? Why are we wasting our time? Once again, though, it's very convenient that now DSP doesn't care about his win-loss when it's about 50-50. But I remember a time when he was playing Street Fighter 6 and after every single stream he had to come back on the next pre-stream and tell us how well he did and how his win-loss ratio is so much better than everybody else's. It's just obnoxious the way that he constantly flip-flops on everything.
It's just that I'm getting better, and I am. Like gameplay last night, I'm excited with Blanca now because I am using things that I never used to use. I'm using mid-screen tech to basically get people trapped into patterns and then catching them with combos, and then I can cancel into stuff. I can cancel light kick into electricity, and I can do various things off of that, like level 3 or level 2. Last night, for the first time ever since the game came out, I started using level 2 super with Blanca, and I was doing it and comboing with it, and it was useful, and it was working. I was like, what? I definitely am happy I finally learned it. I don't know what took me so long, but I learned it. I was like, oh, level 2 super is good. It basically gets the person into kind of being afraid and locking them down a bit. And it's being really neat. I'm happy that I'm starting to learn it now. It's giving me more options in my gameplay, and I'm sure the more I use it, the better it's going to get. So, Blanca last night, even though I broke even, actually was a really good learning experience. I hope you'll check out the videos. More coming Friday. Okay? Cool. Now let's get to the schedule.
No, let's absolutely not get into the schedule. That sounds miserable. Instead, let's get into some of the comments from the last video. So of course, it's shout out to the 60 Skulls. I love you. Lost One Omega says, I figured him out. Dave acts like a person with 24-hour memory loss. He seems to forget how he behaved yesterday, so it justifies how he operates today. And that's about the only way that you can justify DSP's behavior, is if you literally forget every single day what he did the day prior. All of the actions that he takes against his audience every single day, yes, if you forget every single one of those every single day, DSP's a great guy. But again, that's the only way that you would be able to justify it. Harley Wood says, some days I really wonder if Phil is just some elaborate joke character created by some insanely good character actor. But then I remember how he has not changed for 16 years, and I don't know if anyone would be able to keep up the bit for that long. I feel like I find myself saying that exact same thing all of the time. In the same way that I love the good ending for Chris Chan back in the day. If you haven't seen that video, it's a classic.
Well, the truth comes out. I've never been autistic. I work 40 hours a week to support my parents. This has all been a trick. Even I've been trolled.
I hope that same thing for DSP. I hope that one day he takes off the mask and says it was a character the entire time. I'm totally normal. My wife is not fat. Jasper has his blood work done, and I've been fully employed for the last 16 years straight. And in the event that that happens, one day I'm completely deleting this channel because what else am I to do? But luckily for me, I don't think that that's very likely to happen, so I don't have to worry about it. An unknown CS4KR says, are we sure Phil has a degree in finance? Seems like he majored in political science. He can talk like a politician, spinning narratives and talking for hours without saying anything, lol. I guess we're gonna find out very soon when Dark Side Politics inevitably launches. I think that he's gonna come to the realization very quickly that that is not the arena that he wants to find himself in. Of course, I want to shout out everybody who watched the video, especially if you made it this far. Hopefully I catch all of you guys in the next video, but until then, make sure that you check out other detractor channels and dive deeper into that. Snortex.